Scenic Hotel Group, a place to stay no matter your staycation. From the Legacy Collection, Scenic Hotels, Suites and Resorts, and Heartland Hotels. Find your place to stay at scenichotelgroup.co.nz.
The 2023 NRL season is less than 4 weeks away. Opening game, Thursday, March the 2nd. The Warriors underway the following evening. Friday, March the 3rd is their first game. They play it at Sky Stadium in Wellington, actually, against the Newcastle Knights. Then they're away to the Roosters, away to the Cowboys, and then the first game at Mount Smart this season, round 4 against the Bulldogs on Sunday, March 26. Great to get the chance to chat for the first time in 2023 with Warriors head coach Andrew Webster. Andrew, thanks for joining us. What sort of shape is the team in a month or so out from the first game of the season?
Mate, they're fit. I think they're fit like probably every NRL team is right now. They've had a tough pre-season as far as the work we put into them, and they've been really receptive to it. So that's a bonus. I think the difference of our pre-season is we probably had 7.5 weeks before Christmas, which when you don't make the playoffs, that's how many you tend to do, which is a lot. And we've had some time after Christmas. So, yeah, I'd say they're in shape. I'd say everyone, we just really want to play now just to see where we're at against some opposition, because all we've been doing is repping against each other at the moment.
All right, well, you get that chance later this week. Warm-up matches against the West Tigers this Thursday, then the Storm on the 19th of February. What will you use those games for, and what will success look like after those two games?
I think it's just got to replicate what we've practiced, in the whole pre-season, really. We're going to go into a trial where we're probably going to play about 4 or 5 guys that might be ready for round 1, but the rest will be rested, and then we're going to give some young guys some opportunity in that first trial. But we're really looking to see, have we replicated and put in place what we've actually practiced, and if we do that, that's what success looks like. I think the Tigers are sending a very similar squad, so it's going to be an opportunity for some young guys. Like, looking forward to seeing what they can do on that stage, and and hopefully earn themselves a spot for round 1.
Andrew, can I take you back to the start of this process, the process which led to you becoming head coach of the Warriors? What was it that attracted you to this role in particular?
I think if you're going to take your first job, and you want to make sure you think there's upside to the place. I felt like, one, I'm passionate about the Warriors. I've been here before, and I've said this obviously probably a lot since I've taken the job, is it's just a really comfortable place. It's a place I'm passionate about. I feel like they've underachieved. I think there's plenty of upside. I think the club have put some really good things into place, even though not everyone saw that success. I think coming home, back to New Zealand is going to give a lot of stability for everyone, which is really cool. And I was excited about some of the players this time. So, there was a lot that attracted me to it.
Can I ask you about the playing group? Because you basically have inherited this playing squad. So how close to what you would ideally like have you actually got?
I think the best way to put that is like just how much faith they've got in these boys. I don't think they've reached their potential. I honestly believe this whole squad, the guys who are sitting on the edge at the moment or haven't really turned themselves into elite NRL players could. But, that's going to be up to them. We're certainly giving them every opportunity. But, I've got a lot of faith that some guys from this squad are going to kick on, that not everyone at home right now would say their household names, and not someone that you could sort of bank on the line. But I think some of those guys are going to jump out of the ground. And I also think we've signed some experience. So I'm looking forward to that. Mitch Barnett and Dylan Walker and Maratha, they give us that. So, look, I can't put how close it is. I think once we get playing with this group, we'll know more. But, I think just from my perspective, there's a lot of faith there from my point of view that there's going to be some players jump out of the ground.
I'd imagine when a new coach comes into a new club, they want to, make their mark or certainly, set their stall out. Are there any things in particular you were keen to introduce early on in your coaching tenure at the Warriors?
Well, I didn't come in and say, and I didn't come in and turn everything upside down and try and find out what they practice last year or what they did or how they did it. Because I just wanted a fresh start. I wanted new ideas. We had a new staff. We had about 10 new recruits as players. So I wanted to feel fresh for the players. And I just wanted to implement our ideas as staff that we wanted to do. But I felt it was really important that we built some resilience and put some hard work into the boys, whilst it also been enjoyable. But I think I wanted some accountability around their own performance. So they actually didn't just get the coaches to look at what they were doing every day on the training field. They were actually looking into it themselves. And they were meeting the coaches halfway and saying, hey, listen, I'm taking responsibility here for my own performance as a player instead of having everything handed to me. And I can't be appreciated enough for the boys how they bought into that.
All right. Well, you come to the Warriors from a really successful environment. Penrith back-to-back NRL premierships in the last 2 seasons. Andrew, are there things that you know helped that side be successful that are transferable across to the Warriors?
Yeah, I think there's some similarities. I think so. Penrith built a pathway system where if you were a kid growing up in the Penrith area, you had an opportunity that if you worked hard and we gave you the right coaching and the right effort, then you were going to end up playing to your club. I think there's something ridiculous, like 14 out of the 17 players were local juniors in that grand final the last 2 seasons, which is crazy. So I don't see why we couldn't replicate that here. So that's definitely the same. I think we're a one town or one team. Probably the difference. We're one team in the country. As Penrith, like a town, you're only one team in that town. So there's some similarities there. So you can get the fans right behind you, which I saw at Penrith with their success, just how excited they get and how proud they are of their team. And I think the Warriors fans are very similar in that way. If we can achieve that, we get a whole country behind us, which is a lot different to just one town, but very similar in the passion. And I think the biggest thing is if you look at Penrith probably 3 years ago, the year before they made the playoffs, they were actually running as a bottom 4. They were a bottom 4 team for a long time there. So it's just you can turn it around quickly with the right attitude. So there's some definitely similarities.
Oh, good stuff. Well, that's encouraging to hear. You come obviously from an assistant coach role into a head coach for the first time. So does that mean that you'll almost necessarily be less hands-on with the team?
I think you're less hands-on simply because you just want to be across with everything that's going on the field. Not all the time. So I'm lucky. I've got a great staff. So I could be down one end doing a drill with half the squad, and one of our coaches could be down the other end with half the squad doing a drill. And I have complete faith that our staff's doing a great job, because I do. They're terrific. But I think you also got to float around the field a little bit and kind of see everything that's going on, and that's why we've hired the staff we have. I think you've got to be, the difference is you've got to man manage a lot more. You've got to have individual meetings, not so much from the video or the detail. It's got to be, how's home life, how's everything going, to give them the best opportunity to show what they can do. So there's a lot more individual meetings and things like that. But you still can be hands-on, but you've got to make sure that you're across it and you understand what every player's delivering in every area.
Had the chance on the show last week to chat to Tohu Harris, who you've reinstated as captain. He was captain, of course, last year once he returned from that injury. How long did it take you to make that decision that he would be your captain this year?
Well, it didn't take long. I came with a mind that I thought it was going to be probably a no-brainer, but Tohu and I were open to the fact. Tohu really wanted me to have a look at him as a captain of training and how he was around the group and how he trained, which I was happy to do. But I came in with a mindset that the way I saw him play and the way I saw him lead by example, he's certainly going to be at the front running for that one. And then the time I got to work with him, it didn't take long at all to realise that he's definitely the best man for the job. So, definitely a no-brainer.
Good to hear. Good to hear. And just to finish, if we're, you and I talking again, 8 months from now and reflecting on the 2023 season, what sort of things will need to have happened, Andrew, for you to be satisfied with your first season as head coach of this side?
I success is a little bit different for me on the season. I mean, I've got a very open objective. We're going to just try and win as many games as possible and not put our limits on ourselves. Or we want to be the 8, or we want to be top 10, or we want to win the comp. Well, that's everyone's goal, to win the comp in the NRL. So that's what we're trying to achieve. I think if you take results out of it and where we sit on the ladder, I think the thing that every fan and us as a club have got to be like, okay, was there a real difference in improvement? Did they look like a team that everyone was proud of, the way they performed? And did they really try for the good? And do they really care about it? And if we've done that, and I think the results will take care of itself.
All right, we're so looking forward to a new season starting soon. All the best for the couple of pre-season games that you have coming up, and then on towards the season opener, which is now less than a month away. Look forward to catching up throughout the season. Andrew, thanks for taking the time for a chat today, though.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.